On the segment where we will be looking at the River State political crisis, the new dimensions. And to have that conversation with us is another lawyer, Barrister Asim Adams. Good morning, Barrister. Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right. Thank you for joining us. In escalation of political crisis in River State, Governor Fubara was denied entry into the River State House of Assembly. And that seems to be against the decision of the Supreme Court that has mandated that the governor represent the 2025 budget. What is your take on that, Barrister?
Well, thank you very much. My take on that is that, all these things happening in Port Harcourt, River State, they are all theatrics. A comedy of the absurd. Now, budget is not presented like a masquerade. Budget is not presented to the House as if you are visiting a friend, you want to surprise your friend that you are within his vicinity. No. There are procedures for presentation of budgets. You have to give dates. The governor will write to the Speaker of the House of Assembly that I would know if Monday, the 25th of July, will be okay for me to present my budget. The Speaker will write back to the governor to say, no, that date is not convenient. Can we make it 15th of August? I'm just giving you for an example. There must be communication between the Speaker and the governor. The governor cannot just wake up one morning and say because he wants to execute or implement the Supreme Court judgment, he will write a letter on a Sunday and expect them to get the report and write back to him on a Monday. Things are not done that way. Things are not done that way. So that I believe that is the reason, that was what happened yesterday. So this show of braggadocio and theatrics, to me, is unfortunate. We don't need that in River State. It was an infradig on the part of the governor, very undignifying for you to drive straight to the assembly, House of Assembly, and say you want to go and present your budget when there was no communication from the Speaker asking you to come on that particular day. Then you are now trying to seek sympathy from people. For me, that is not too good for the office of a governor. So this is my take on this one, first of all, please.
All right, there's been calls for impeachment. And I need your view on this. Is there already an impeachable offense? On what ground will they begin to think that they can impeach the governor? Already, the FCT minister, who is just the immediate past governor of River State, is saying that he can be impeached and nothing will come out of it.
Impeachment, like Yesowike said, is not a crime. Impeachment proceedings are well spelled out in our Constitution, 1999, Section 188. It is very clear on how you can remove a governor, how you can remove a deputy governor. Even the Constitution also states how you can remove the Speaker of the House of Assembly, how you can also remove the Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly. What that particular thing tells you is that these positions are not permanent. That the position, if you hold that position, you are subject and subservient to the Constitution of Nigeria. That is what it means. So if the governor say they want to impeach me, yes, it is not a crime. If you misbehave, you can be impeached. And I don't think that you have to, begin to shout, Holy Moses, or whatever as the case may be. It is under our Constitution. It can be impeached. But what we are talking about is this. On what grounds that the governor can be impeached. The Constitution says on grounds of gross misconduct. On grounds of gross misconduct. And what is gross misconduct? The Constitution under Section 315 again went to explain what gross misconduct is that a governor or a deputy can commit, and you impeach him. You have to start the process. And it gives the House of Assembly, the imprimatur authority to consider what gross misconduct is all about under our Constitution. So what am I trying to say is this. There are what gross misconduct, similarly Fubara has committed. In my opinion, number one, he brought down the House of Assembly. He brought down the House of Assembly, pulled it down with bulldozers, and relocated, the House of Assembly to the precinct of his kitchen cabinet in the government house.
Barrister, that was after the fire incident. Him bringing down the structure, I feel it's connected to the fire incident, and probably he was spotting for a rebuilding.
Yes, why did they not investigate how the fire came into a hallowed chamber of the House of Assembly? They didn't investigate it. He set up a panel of inquiry to investigate and make inquiry on what happened after the election on local government election in Rivers State. Did similar Fubara of Rivers State inaugurate a panel of inquiry, to find out why the house was bombed or bombed? Did he do that? He didn't do that. He left it at his whims and caprices, and even had to relocate the 3 or 4 to the precinct of his government house kitchen cabinet, where they were pepper souping and jollofing. So when you have people like this, you make question. That is a gross misconduct. Number 2 is that the Constitution is very clear on presentation of budget. I'm very happy that he wants to rectify that now. How can you present a budget for 5.6 million people or more than that to 3 people in the House of Assembly? You did not even think it twice to now say 3 people because they are your people. And what you, as government that was voted, for the masses and good governance of Rivers State, 3 people. That is, the Supreme Court described it as 12.5% of the powers in the House of Assembly. You are dealing with 12.5%, capacity of the Assembly. Then you present budget to 12.5% of the people. I mean, it was an aberration. That is gross misconduct in my own opinion. 3, the governor has acted in such way that I said he acted infra dig. Some statements he has made are very unedifying, undignifying, and troublesome. The statement they have made, we are not going to relent. We will fight till we die. A government don't make such kind of statements. Children are watching you. A lot of kids are listening to you. A governor should be an example to those of us who are old and those of us who are coming up who are very young also. It should be an example. You don't talk from a public office space as if you are a gangster. It is we against them. It's a do or die affair. I mean, this kind of statements should not come from a civilian governor. So these are things that borders on impeachment. If they want to impeach him, it's left to them. But what I have said, and the law he has, is that the Constitution has a trajectory. That is a journey you must have to undergo to impeach a governor. And they are well spelled out under our Constitution. You must have to give him that fair hearing. Please, I'm asking the House of Assembly of Rivers State not to do kangaroo impeachment. Let them go to the normal test. They should not do the Joshua Dadier kind of impeachment that Obasanjo did during the time. They should not do the kind of impeachment Obasanjo did with Ayo Fayose of Ekiti State. Let them go through the normal procedure. Let not 9 people impeach a governor. You don't even give the fair hearing. I am pleading with them to give him the fair hearing. But whether Impeachment is a tool, yes, it's a tool recognized by the Constitution. So nobody should say, if you impeach him, we are going to blow pipelines. If you blow the pipelines, you are the ones that will suffer it. See if Ubara will do his 4 years or 8 years and leave government. Then you begin to blow pipelines. It is hunger and starvation that will still meet you. So if you say that is what you want to do because two politicians are quarreling, then it means that you have to have a rethink. We are not practicing mobocracy, not practicing a system of gangsterism. The gangsters who bear the space and people are hailing them. These are militants, and people, professors talk, militants talk, you respect militants more than professors. It's a shame. It's a big shame.
All right, Barrister Adams, in another occurrence, the former governor of Rivers State, Peter Odele, recently is being called up for financial misappropriation 18 years after he was the state's governor. Some school of thoughts feel that these are not unconnected with the current imbroglio in Rivers State. It's he's established the fact that he's pro-Fubara. What's your take, sir?
Whether he's pro-Fubara or anti-Fubara is none of my business. Every right-thinking Nigerian, every Nigerian with conscience saw that perpetual injunction given to Peter Odili, as, oh man, the worst in a democratic setting. That you say that a man that is involved in debauchery, malfeasance, stealing the state's money, that you cannot prosecute or even investigate him. I don't know if there's any other law like that in Afghanistan. Maybe in Afghanistan they should have sword, or maybe in Somalia, war-torn Somalia where warlords rule. That you can, even India means Uganda. I do not think that you have such law that will say you cannot investigate and prosecute, a political officer if he's found wanting to have embezzled state funds. So we have been clamoring for that particular order to be vacated. It has been on course. People just think it's already yesterday. No, the FCC has been trying to appeal this. It was not yet so wicked. It's not yet so wicked that ignited this. It was a coincidence. It was a coincidence. The EFCC have been trying to vacate and arrest that particular obnoxious and very puerile, perfidious, in the order, injunctive order that was given by that court that you should not investigate. And people were insinuating that this particular injunctive relief was given because the particular wife of that man was at the top of the judiciary at that time. I have never seen where the perpetual injunction of that nature is issued. So the EFCC have been on top of this, trying to make sure that they vacate the order. It's just that the order was now seen to have been vacated just recently, coinciding with the activities of what is going on in Rivers State. Even if it was what happened, assuming without conceding that Yeso Wike was one who ignited, who had to maybe urge the EFCC to do that. I commend him for doing that, for telling the EFCC to do their job, assuming it's the one. Is for good of the people of Rivers State and for good of Nigeria and Nigerians. So it is not a bad thing that they have asked you to come and account. And mind you, do you know because of that injunctive relief granted obnoxiously and incongruously to Peter Odili, the governors have said Peter Odili, nobody, even ESC could not investigate them, including Wike. You understand? So if people are saying it's Wike that did that, it then means that what it means now is that even himself can be investigated. So can he go and do something that will go against him at the end of the day? So that argument for me is puerile and very obnoxious. And it's not an argument that should be taken with a pinch of salt, even as the case may be. So the argument for me is that the right thing has been done. EFCC has been on this, trying to make sure or making sure that that particular order was vacated. It was an order that was against equity, good conscience, and natural justice. So what I'm talking about is vacation. For me, it's a happy day for Rivers State. So all the governors in Rivers State, Amechi, ETC, Omeya, they can and should be investigated. They are found wrong or wanting
All right,
to have
Barrister
embezzled
Adam.
the money. Yes.
All right. Back to Governor Fubara and the House of Assembly issues. The Pan Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, submitted an 8-point agenda to the presidency, asking for the president's intervention. Now, if the president eventually intervenes again, it's not going to be the first time. Remember the issues that led to the breakup at the House of Assembly? At that time, the president also called for a peace accord. And I don't know how much of the outcome of that peace meeting that the governor and the immediate past governor Wike followed. But eventually, the result is what we are seeing. We still have these issues lingering till date. If he intervenes again, what will change?
You see, nothing is going to change. And I'm very happy that the president was very spot on when he called the meeting of the Niger Delta elders and statesmen, including the governor and the They were all present in that meeting. He urged them to obey the Supreme Court judgment. And obedience to the Supreme Court judgment is the only way forward for that state. Now, what needs to be done is that politically, there should be some engineering coming in from both sides. But for the president to now say 8-point agenda, 10 points in resolution, it's not going to work again. Carpetbaggers who have, they are the same people that will come and tell him not to even obey or follow up this 8-point agenda. So I don't know where PANDEF is coming from. PANDEF has now become a political tool. PANDEF ought to be a pressure group, but it's now a political tool. We ask them to please, allow the Supreme Court judgment to go. The president, if he makes any prescription again, some senior advocates who know more than me will come out and say, under our constitution, President Tinubu does not have the right to adjudicate over the matter in Rivers State. A lot of you press people will begin to say the president does not have the right. So you should stay off. And I'm very happy that he was so smart about it and told, those gathering from Niger Delta that obey the Supreme Court order, not my own, obey the Supreme Court order. He said I intervened before because I saw this coming. And as a father and a statesman, I saw this coming. So I knew it was going to be a long battle. That was why I intervened. But people did not obey it. So now that the Supreme Court has given his verdict, let all of us obey the court judgment. So he himself coming to do whatever now, the president, he's not going to hold water because they will still poo-poo it. He should discountenance, the agitation by PANDEF that he has to come in again. I'm asking PANDEF, why have they not called Wike and called Asim Fubara? Are they not from Niger Delta? Why have they not called the two of them together? At least Edwin Clark was the head of PANDEF. Why did he not call Wike and Asim together and say, let's see, my children, let's see how we can resolve this particular issue? They didn't do it. They were playing, transactional politics. They were partisan. That is why they could not resolve it. So otherwise, what stops the elders of PANDEF or even River State elders and statesmen, if we have anyone there, to intervene in this matter and say, look, these are our children. What is the role of the traditional rulers?
Thank you,
as the case
Barrister
may be.
Adams, for joining us
Yes.
via Zoom this morning on this second discussion segment. We'll return in a bit.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.